Crash course on history of Canada in brief. Canada, the second largest country in the world, has a rich history that spans back over 15,000 years. In this brief crash course, we will explore some of the most significant events and stories that have shaped Canada's history. Indigenous peoples. Firstly, it's essential to recognize that Canada has a long history of Indigenous peoples who have inhabited this land for thousands of years. There were many different Indigenous groups, each with their languages, cultures, and ways of life. They lived off the land, fishing, hunting, and gathering food. Many of their traditions and ways of life continue today. European contact. The first recorded European contact with Canada came in 1534 when French explorer Jacques Cartier arrived in what is now Quebec. Over the next few centuries, the French and British competed for control of Canada, resulting in a series of battles and conflicts. One significant event during this time was the 7 Years' War, 1756 to 1763, which pitted Britain against France. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris, in which France ceded its territories in Canada to the British. This event marked the beginning of British rule in Canada. Confederation and the Canadian Pacific Railway. In 1867, 4 British colonies in North America joined together to form the Dominion of Canada, which is celebrated every year on July 1 as Canada Day. These colonies were Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Other provinces and territories joined later, including Manitoba, 1870, British Columbia, 1871, Prince Edward Island, 1873, the Yukon, 1898, and Alberta and Saskatchewan, 1905. One critical factor in Canada's expansion was the Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, which was completed in 1885. The railway was built to connect Canada from coast to coast, and it played a significant role in the country's development and economic growth. World War I and II. Canada played a significant role in both World War I and II. During World War I, Canada sent over 600,000 soldiers to fight alongside the British, and over 60,000 died. The Battle of Vimy Ridge, in which Canadian soldiers captured a strategic position from the Germans, is considered a defining moment in Canadian history. During World War II, Canada sent over 1 million soldiers to fight alongside the Allies. Canadian soldiers played a significant role in many key battles, including the D-Day invasion of Normandy in 1944. Canada also played a critical role in developing the atomic bomb as part of the Manhattan Project. Post-war Canada. After World War II, Canada experienced a period of significant economic growth and prosperity. The country became a leader in technology and industry, and many new cities and towns were built to accommodate the growing population. One significant event during this time was the Quiet Revolution in Quebec, which began in the 1960s. The Quiet Revolution was a period of intense social and political change in Quebec, which led to a shift in power from the traditional French-speaking elite to a more progressive and modern society. Canada today. Today, Canada is a diverse and multicultural country with a population of over 38 million people. The country is known for its beautiful landscapes, including the Rocky Mountains, the Great Lakes, and the Northern Lights. Canada has a thriving economy and is a member of many international organizations, including the United Nations, NATO, and the G7. The country is also known for its social programs, including universal health care, affordable education, and a strong social safety net. Interesting stories and examples. The Klondike Gold Rush. In 1896, gold was discovered in the Yukon, leading to a massive influx of people seeking their fortune. The Klondike Gold Rush lasted for several years and led to the development of new towns and cities in the area. One of the most famous stories from the gold rush is that of the sourdoughs, or experienced miners who survived the harsh conditions of the Yukon. Many of these miners went on to become legends, such as the famous Klondike Kate, who was known for her dancing and singing performances in the saloons of Dawson City. The Halifax Explosion. On December 6, 1917, a ship carrying explosives collided with another ship in the Halifax harbor, resulting in the largest man-made explosion before the atomic bomb. The explosion killed over 2,000 people and injured thousands more. The disaster brought people together from across Canada and around the world to provide aid and support to the victims and their families. Terry Fox. Terry Fox is a Canadian hero who became famous for his Marathon of Hope in 1980. Fox had lost his leg to cancer and set out to run across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Although he was forced to stop due to his cancer spreading, his legacy continues today with the annual Terry Fox Run, which has raised millions of dollars for cancer research. The Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Canadiens are one of the most successful franchises in NHL history, with 24 Stanley Cup championships. The team has a storied history, including the famous Forum Blue jerseys, which were worn during the team's most successful years. The Canadiens have also produced some of the most legendary players in NHL history, including Maurice Richard, Jean Beliveau, and Guy Lafleur. The Canadian Shield. The Canadian Shield is a massive geological formation that covers much of Canada's land area. The Shield is known for its rugged terrain, including lakes, rivers, and forests. It has played a significant role in Canada's history, providing resources for mining, logging, and other industries. Inuit art. Inuit art is a unique form of art that reflects the culture and traditions of the Inuit people of Canada's north. Inuit art includes sculptures, carvings, prints, and other forms of artwork that are made from materials such as soapstone, bone, and ivory. Many Inuit artists have gained international recognition for their work, including Kanoa Kashevik, who was the first Inuit woman to have her artwork featured on a Canadian stamp. Conclusion. Canada's history is a diverse and fascinating story, from the Indigenous peoples who first inhabited the land to the modern, multicultural society we see today. Although there have been challenges and struggles along the way, Canada has always been a country that values diversity, inclusivity, and social progress. As we move forward, it's important to remember our history and the stories that have shaped our nation. We hope this video has given you a taste of all the incredible experiences Canada has to offer. If you're ready to start planning your own adventure to Canada, please ensure to use our booking.com referral link. https://www.booking.com/index.html?8 =7989335 to book your flights, hotels, car rentals, local attractions, and more. It's an easy and kind way to support this channel and make sure you get the best possible deals on your trip. Thank you. Anhub Metaverse team at Vancouver, Canada, CA.